Welcome back, guys, to the 22nd episode of the Africans Talking Sports podcast. I wasn't here last week, but I'm here now. We got important issues to get to tonight. I know some of these guys are enjoying what happened, but that's beside that's beside the fact. But today's program, we'll go through Frank Lampard's sacking, of course, and then we'll also talk about the time the expectations that are given to modern day sports managers, soccer managers, especially in the top leagues. And then we'll take a break, come back, review last week games. Well, this midweek games, and then we'll get into score predictions for the upcoming games, which we got some tasty fixtures, and I'll be looking forward to that. I can finally watch a game as a neutral and enjoy it. So I'll be looking forward to that. But guys, how you doing? Al, what's going on?
It's all good, man. Looking good at the Emirates these days, so can't say much.
Wow.
Big Scout, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
You ain't got nothing to say about the Emirates?
Not really. We got,
Okay.
yeah. Not really. We
Isn't
got, we,
isn't isn't it strange that I tell that boy got nothing good to say?
back my
you,
manager. I think
you
he's the right one. I
you
think
said
he's
it's
the right
going
man.
good, and then now you're calling somebody a Teta boy. You see?
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean, you would think of the both of us, he would be the one to be saying that it's going good and whatnot, right?
no, we
Huh?
got, we got, I think the teams we've beaten recently are teams we're supposed to beat. So
I tell you.
nothing's changed there. If you have a
All right,
decent team, you
hold on.
should beat
We'll
them.
get into
Yeah, there
Arsenal.
you
We'll get
go.
into Arsenal. Calm down.
Yeah.
Let's start the program right. This is not it's not the Arsenal.
Yeah, you're the one brought it up, so I brought
Okay.
it up.
All right. So we'll get into the agenda. So last week show that I missed, I heard you guys talking about the pressure that Frank was under,
Yep.
based on based on all things considered, being the club he's playing for, what they expect, their reputation of going through managers like they're going through their underwear. I heard you guys talking about that. I was like, I was sitting there, I was like, Frank will be fine. Because my belief was, well, I mean, we'll get into it, but my belief was they would give him time based on the circumstances he came in and what he did. So when you guys were talking, I was just like, I'm not tripping about that. Frank would be okay. I wasn't worried about Albert's short list that he was he was bringing, and the dude short list work up to the T. Even though the club denied it, which they were trying to save face. The club denied it. Matt Law from the Telegraph, he's basically the club mouthpiece when it comes to Chelsea news. They leak stuff through him. So he denied it. He rubbished the list and stuff. I know that I was looking at Nagelsmann, but I didn't. For sure, you guys are too cold pass. I needed. They were kind of like finicky on him. They interviewed him before Conte. They didn't go with him, and then now the stuff that happened to PSG and Dortmund. So I wasn't real worried. And then next thing you know, after FA Cup game, I wake up in the morning. I'm like, what the heck?
I broke the news, man.
Gotten it, but I saw it before you put it in the chat. Well, I saw it when I woke up on all
Okay.
all my tickers, all my Chelsea tickers, my ESPN news, my. So I look at that, I was like, what? I thought I was dreaming. So I was like, and I saw it. I went in the chat room. And I saw this man celebrating, or he was breaking the news, call it so. But before we delve into it, I will talk last. Let me give the floor to you. Any of you guys want to say anything on this firing? I'll start with Al.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's for me. It's not a surprise because we know Chelsea, we know Ibrahimovic. I mean, he doesn't waste time, and he's not going to sit around and wait for you to correct stuff. He's going to take actions, and he. Another thing is he's a guy who will both like his side. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but he will most like this side on his player side. I guess because I mean they're the one playing, I guess, and you could easily get rid of a manager as opposed to a player. So, but it was not a surprise. Everybody knew it, and everybody kind of sort of saw it coming. Maybe beside you, maybe you saw it coming, but you were just in denial a little bit. But we knew that if he wasn't going to turn it around in a good way, or in a convincing way, he was going to get the sacking. I mean, I must admit though, I didn't expect to wake up that morning and see him being sacked. I thought he was going to lay for another 2 or 3 more games before they make up their mind. But then again, I guess they were trying to do it before the window closes to kind of, I guess, give I guess, a decent start to the second half of the season. But yeah, overall, it's not strange to me. I think it's just the usual business at Stamford Bridge.
Okay.
All right, look,
He said a lot of things that I've been going, go back and forth. I wasn't in denial, okay? I wasn't in denial. All I was saying was, if Frank does not improve these results, he would get to go. At first, I was like, "Oh, they're gonna give him the season, give him the season." But nobody forced. I didn't foresee Chelsea like playing like this. If anything, I was more concerned about earlier in the year when they started playing. I was like, "Oh, they're gonna take some time to gel with the new players." But then they started playing like great. All of a sudden, they just felt. I mean, stuff been brewing for a while, so we will never get the true story because the players will show a united front and do what they want to do. But I wasn't in denial. I was just saying, hey, if he does not improve, it will happen. I was looking at the next, well, this game that just passed, the Wolves game, Burnley, Spurs, and the FA Cup game. I said, well, he would get results better and he would be on okay ground. And I was like, he's probably gonna get to the end of the season. They're gonna get rid of him because they want to bring in one of the Titans, which is like Nagelsmann, Tuchel, Allegri, all those guys that's out there. Pochettino going now, so they couldn't get Pochettino. So when it happened so fast after the 3-1 win, I was like, okay, this stuff been in the works for a minute. They've been trying to interview people, and it was just they probably just didn't have them secured because you're getting a big time manager coming in. Tuchel's not a it's not an interim manager, so they could try to give the job to Ragnick for another German guy. They were targeting all German coaches. Try
I
to get
wonder
the job
why. Is
yeah,
there a reason?
because of the two
the
German
crop
boys,
of the crop
the two
of
German boys,
yeah.
Rudiger. There was a whole
Wow,
lot going on in the background. Yeah,
interesting. I
but
don't know if that's a good strategy, but
mm, well, instead of going into different nationalities, I mean, it just happened that Germany has some good coaches too. But they had Allegri on the list, but he was like all the way down the list, and I don't even think he was interested in the Chelsea job. So that's how I was looking at things, and I was just like, it will be okay, but I didn't see it happening like right after that FA Cup 3-1, which they played very well. But I will give it to you on Big Scout. What you got on this?
Jared, before you go, let me just say, I was looking at his stats, and I think his win percentage around 52, something in that range, 52 ish. He took you guys to the fourth place last season, right? His first season at the club, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So Jared,
And he
maybe
got and he got to the FA Cup final too.
so yeah, I was just gonna throw that stats in there. So 57 matches, 28 win, 11 draws, and 18 losses. So maybe in your analysis you can touch on it and see. But I don't know if what's the average win percentage of coaches that end up staying a little bit more time to Chelsea as opposed to
Well,
what Lampard had.
according to what I've seen, he has the lowest
Yeah, the
win
Hmm.
lowest.
percentage during Abramovich era. But
Hmm.
that doesn't say much. I mean, if in my opinion, if you're going to give the coaching reins to a young manager,
Hmm.
what is your strategy?
Okay.
What is you cannot treat him like the same standards as Conte, the same standards as Mourinho, the same
Agreed.
standard as AVB and all of these guys. So if you're giving him a strategy, if you're gonna entrust him, there's a reason why they gave him the job. What was the strategy? They just gave it to him because he's a legend or trying to pay homage, or did they give it to him and saw something in his coaching at where he was at Derby and say, well, this guy looks like he has a vision. We're going to give him this amount of money, and then we're going to give him 2 years or 3 years. But then you bring him in, and then half a season, he's still within fourth place. He's within 5 points of fourth place, which is the Champions League, which is where you want to be. He got you to the round of 16s of the Champions League, where Atletico Madrid got to the FA Cup final. Um, then you fire him. I mean, and these are not normal times. You have no fans, you have no preseason. COVID is causing havoc. I mean, players are in and out of the team every week. Players are injured, and you have a cup of how many players did the Chelsea buy?
Yeah, you bought almost a half
You,
a team
Six.
that needs
I
to
mean,
settle
they
in.
bought seven, but six
yeah.
playing there. They are
Now
out there.
when when the season started, our everybody was predicting, oh, Chelsea's gonna be this. Arsene said something once. He said that if you bring anytime you bring more than five players in a dressing room, it's and you introduce them to a new system, and then you're talking about the best, fastest league in the world.
Mhm.
It's going to take time for them to adjust. So give the man a little bit of time. I don't think he was fairly treated, especially with his status at Chelsea, the legendary starter he had. Give him to the end of the season and then reevaluate. But I don't think. But then, like I said, where Abramovich, he run Chelsea like he run his companies. When he put money in, he wants to see result quickly. So if that result doesn't, if it doesn't materialize, he gave you the short end of the stick. So I mean, it wasn't that surprise, but it doesn't make sense on what the long term strategy is.
Okay, so
So, Todd, before you talk, there was something I had in mind, but I didn't want to say it until you talk. So, Jerry kind of touched on it a little bit, but I thought he was going to mention it, but he didn't. Um,
Excuse me, sir, is Big Scout.
go ahead, man.
all right, Big Scott, the
Go
one who
ahead.
never Scott correctly. But anyway, I was thinking this. Okay, I noticed that he was a youth coach before taking the Derby job, right? Correct. He was a
Yeah,
youth coach at Chelsea, right? So
yeah.
was there anything plans in place at the time he left Chelsea? He left the youth coach job to take on the Derby job. Was there something in place with the intention that if he does well at Derby, he was going to be brought back in? And was that like was that in play that brought him back to coach the team? Was that the time for him to go out and get some sort of experience and come back? Was that
No, no,
feeling
no,
there?
flat out
No,
no. Because
no.
when I personally didn't think Lams was going to go into coaching when he retired. Everybody was looking at John Terry as the coach. Like everybody was looking at John Terry. Like if anybody was going to come back and manage Chelsea, it was going to be John Terry. All the fans, the media, people who knew. So Lampard taking this path was even surprising. But after he retired, he said, "Hey, I want to do my coaching badges." At that time, JT was already doing his coaching badges at the club. They have a lot of legends come through there to do their coaching badges. John Terry did his there. Lampard did his there. Ashley Cole did his there. Joe Cole did his there too. So they let them come there and do that. And what's the guy's name? The Ghanaian guy, Michael is saying they can let them come there and do their coaching badges, their B badges, coaching the youth, and then they will go to get a job somewhere else. And that's what happened to him. He coached. He wasn't even in line for the Derby job. His uncle Harry Redknapp went to Mel Morris, the Derby owner, and was like, "Do you looking for a coach, a young upcoming coach? You got to sit with Frank." And Mel was like, "Nah, man, I'm looking for an experienced manager because Derby, I'm trying to get them, I'm trying to get them to get promoted." Frank Harry Redknapp said, "Just sit with Frank, just listen to him. If you don't like what he hear, that's fine. Just give him a chance, listen to him." So Mel went and listened to him, and he loved what he heard. I mean, Frank is a charismatic, engaging guy. He would tell you good stuff. So he liked what he heard. He called Harry Redknapp next minute, like, "I'm not interviewing nobody else." He got the job. And that's how he got the job there. He did well. I mean, people will say, "Oh,
Yeah,
He
the
took
finals,
Derby from
right?
6 to 6," but he took Derby to the playoffs. And
Yeah,
then now
the
you look at
finals,
Philip.
right?
Yeah, yeah, you look at Philip Koku coaching Derby. They're struggling, and then they got rid of him and put Rooney there. So that's how he got that job. The Chelsea job, Frank was not hold on one second. Frank was not in play for the Chelsea job at all. Like at all. They weren't thinking about him. Chelsea was looking at well, first of all, they thought on Mauricio Sarri was going to last longer. But after Sarri, they had these German guys lined up. They always had Tuchel in their back pocket, but they had Hassan Hudo, the guy as a Southampton, they had him lined up. They had the Nagelsmann, they had a RB Leipzig coach lined up too. Because they always have a pipeline what they'll do next, knowing our history. So you know they weren't thinking about Frank, but then it so happened that they got the transfer ban. And the funny thing is, the transfer ban. One of the people that on the transfer ban, that was Bertrand Traore, and he had balling for Aston Villa while
Yes.
while we got a transfer ban. Yeah, so the transfer ban came in. Hazard left. Hazard was basically Chelsea, like for the past couple of years. Hazard left. You couldn't buy players. and the previous season, yeah, you won the Europa, but you had to do something. You had to do something to get yourself right. So they brought Frank. I would ask Frank. Frank knew what's up. He knew everything that happened to the club. He was in there when it had player power, when it had this craziness going on with Chelsea. So he knew what the job entails. When we're bringing Frank up, every one of us, me, even I can get Aldrin a hard time, but Aldrin, Geeks, myself, were like, why are you bringing Frank? Frank is too young in the game for. Is that it's not just about you can be a smart coach, you can be a great coach, but
Yeah.
certain jobs in the world you don't take as an inexperienced manager. You, there's no way to put it, but Frank took the job, and I was like, okay, so what's going to happen? When he took the job, they said we're going to give you a 3-year project.
Hmm.
What we need you to do? Listen. Oh, need you that's one thing I was so pissed off with the board. I was planning to come on a longer rant, but days have passed. A game has happened, so I'm calmed down now. I can talk
Yeah, I
about
want
it.
the rent.
No, no, I
I
mean,
know,
I'll
right?
just talk about what I'm talking about. You get my point. But I was so pissed off with the board because they give the dude a template. They said we're being going on a path of being firing, hiring, or being paying managers these big buyout packages just to get rid of them. That's been helping the club to be in debt. We've been trying to sell. Now we can finally buy, but we got a transfer ban. So, something else happening there. We need somebody to steer the ship properly. Frank, we need you to come in here, give us your 3-year plan. We want you to integrate youth. That's the key thing they made to him. We want you to integrate youth. That's why they brought him on and brought Jody Morris and all the other youth coaches on to bridge that gap from the academy to the main to the big team. We want you to integrate youth. Top four is your goal.
Mm.
Just make it the top four because we want to do some business in the summer and we don't want to lose out on that business. Don't worry about trophies right now. Don't worry about anything. We don't expect you to win any trophies this year. The team is new and you're dealing with young players in a smaller squad. Frank said, okay, Frank took the job. Now, first year, you're doing all those things I just named. He overachieved with the team, basically gave the team top four. Because that top four were able to buy a bunch of players, which it brought in that Champions League revenue. He took you to the FA Cup final. He went pretty far in the Capital One Cup. He went pretty far in there. All those things considered, he got you to the Champions League, to the Champions League qualification. You got all these world class players off that. Ziyech, Werner, Havertz. You got Thiago, who was probably going to go somewhere else if we're in Champions League. You got Thiago, you got Mendes wasn't known, but you got these players. You got all this revenue to get these players. The players coming in this season, as Big Scott was saying, the players coming this season, you didn't have any preseason because of COVID. You give these players 2 weeks break. 2 weeks after playing a whole season, you give them 2 weeks break. You ain't got no preseason. You got a inexperienced coach in his second year in the 3-year plan to implement his philosophy and do what he needs to do. But we ain't implement his philosophy after he got to a good point. The team was churning last year, playing good ball. You bring 6 new faces, dump them in the middle of the locker room and say, integrate them. And guess what? You ain't sell nobody. And
Yeah, but yeah,
you put Mishi on loan, you put Ruben Loftus-Cheek on loan. Ruben Loftus-Cheek wasn't going to get to play because the midfield was already crowded as it is, and he had the Achilles injury. You put him on loan, you put Ross Barkley on loan because you want to sell Ross Barkley. You want to showcase him to make profit to sell him. So you did that, and then the rest of the team was there. You went ball business. You got stuck with 3 left backs. You can have 3 international left backs in your team. I don't care if you Pep Guardiola or what. You can have three. You got 3 guys that plays for the national teams.
yeah,
So
but you know what, Title? No, nobody was really buying like that. I
yeah,
mean,
that's not
we
that's.
Hmm.
I,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying it to say
yeah, I mean, we
it was
got
the
stuck with a
circumstance.
bunch of players too that we
Yeah,
couldn't move on. I mean, nobody else had
exactly,
money.
Yeah, we're
exactly,
losing money and
and
getting
that's
them pretty much
and
free
that's
now.
how and that's how Chelsea was able to buy because nobody else had money to buy, and we have been sitting on 2 years worth of 2 windows
Uh-huh.
worth of transfer money, and they add Hazard money on top of it. So we're able to take advantage and beat teams out of the market because a lot of teams are in the market. So just how it was in favor of us, it was a buyer's market. It was a not a seller's market. We couldn't get rid of our guys. So you got a bunch of players in your hands that's gonna be you know disgruntled. You got Marcos Alonso. You got Jorginho who plays an integral part in Italy's national team. You got Kepa who's like screen number one back and forth with De Gea. You got Kovacic, who plays for Croatia. You got Antonio Rudiger, who Euro 2000, Euro 2020, 2021 is coming up. He has to play in the national team. You got these guys here that's not giving you the performance you want. Your people line up all this stuff that I want you to do. Oh, want you to make top four, fight for the league, fight for the league with these new players, fight for the league, close the gap. Well, no, they didn't say fight for the league. They said close the gap on Liverpool. That's what that was his objective here. Close the gap on Liverpool. Want you to close the gap on Liverpool. We want you to get top four. Want you to keep on integrating youth, bring more youth players up. At the same time, win a cup or something, and get to the next round of the natural progression. Get to the next round of the Champions League. All this when you do all this at the same time, keeping squad harmony and keeping players' values up, but want results. It don't matter who you play, you gotta keep that value up, but you want results in that. So right now he got his deck of cards stacked against him. Man goes into the season, weren't expecting to gel what he played. The team played well, and the team took a downturn. Every team has taken a downturn this season. This season is not even regular. City up there, they started playing like horrible at the beginning of the season. They steered the ship. They play a little bit okay, and then they got up there. Liverpool started good, and Liverpool on the trajectory now. Arsenal started horrible. Arsenal going up. Man, you started okay, shaky the first couple of games. They shot up and then they took a step back. Spurs started bad, got hot, and then they kind of cooled down. Same to Chelsea. So the table, you somebody in 10th place, and they just need 2 games to get back in top four, 2 wins and 2 losses from the people that between them, because the teams are so stacked. Even the top of the table is not even far. If a team goes on a real good run and some
They're
injuries
okay.
happen in the league, like how Harry Kane got injured today. Let's say something happened, De Bruyne got an injury. Who
Yeah.
know how Man City will look
Jimmy
on the point?
Vardy also had
Jimmy
one.
Vardy got injured. Who look how to look in tougher games? You know what I'm saying? Liverpool ain't got no defender. The Matip just got hurt today. All these things can happen. A team is gonna run and end up like second or first because nobody, yeah, everybody taught and sit it together, but nobody rather run here with it.
You're right,
But
because
yeah,
it's such an irregular season. Even look at
exactly.
Spurs had a hot run, and everybody was
That's
scoring
what
their
I'm saying.
own the next thing,
Everybody's
and
up and
then
down.
now they're not even in the top four.
Everybody's up and
So
down.
it's
And now look at Arsenal. Arsenal playing good ball. Arsenal was playing like not great before. At least they're piecing stuff together. So the league is like all up and down.
Tell Al.
You
that's,
know, I don't know about I can get frustrated when they lose one game. The man said long
no,
term, he don't see it for the coach. So
that's yeah. My thing is the coach. I just think he got good players. But anyway, this is not Arsenal session. Go ahead,
yeah.
Doc.
So that's what happens. And then you tell it, man, these players you bought, these new players, you got to play them by all means necessary. I mean, we all see that's my team. I don't care. There's Timo Werner should have rested at least 2 games. Frank Lampard has played him every game. Well, whether it's fatigue or out of form, you keep playing it, man. Playing it. Let him step back a little bit. Take a game or 2 off. Just to, decompress and look at stuff. At the same time, you got Rudiger, you got Kepa, you got the agents going to a PDF check and Marina Granovskaya, telling them, complaining to them about how things going, causing a fraction in the locker room. I mean, I know they came out this week and said, "Oh, everything's fine." Rudiger and nobody got in the fight. That's a lot. I mean, teams will do that, players will do that. But there were things cracking there. They would have players that started just like flat out ignoring Frank, anything Frank was saying. They were talking about how the tactics weren't the greatest. It can confuse them. It can, the same tactics they playing last year and play well. But you got new players coming in there, mixing people losing their positions. Everything's not going to hit wire. And that dissension in the back, top with the results, that's how they were looking at it. And that's how they were like, I mean, this game keep going for long because we're not seeing anything positive to guarantee us that he's gonna right this ship. They didn't give him the last 3 games to say, "Oh, let's see where you will be at the end of January." They ain't getting that chance. They said right now, I think it's the best for us to do. Got rid of him. Is it fair? No, it's unjust. Give the man time. Give the man. Yeah, I'm on line with what you're saying. The board has to stop this player power nonsense. This stuff been there since Drogba and Lampard and time. At that time, okay, yeah, it was crazy. I'm not excusing it, but the players are good. You can't have freaking Antonio Rudiger and Alonso doing player power stuff in the background.
Yeah, those were
Freaking,
those were legends.
yeah,
They
yeah. You can't you
they
can't you can't
earn they earn the right
you can be a sucky player and then you causing trouble in the background and fracturing a lot because you got a lot of young dudes on the team too. So start
Rudiger
picking
say he won
sides.
the World Cup.
Yeah, please, he ain't, yeah, whatever. He ain't win no World Cup. Yeah, but this is what's happening. So that dissension in the background, the craziness that's going on in the locker room, the undercutting how people are calling. A couple of the people that they were saying are Frank's favorite, like Mace, like the people he used to like to play, like Frank's son, like Frank's favorite. But we've seen that team. We see what the dude gives that team. We see when he's not there, what happens. Energetic player. But they got rid of Frank. It's foolish. I don't know when they're gonna have a plan to do something sustainable, or we just gonna forever be on this. I mean, at some point we're gonna start hiring these team managers with fire because you're gonna run out of managers to fire. If you
Yeah,
just keep
because
going on a 2-year plan, every 2 years you fire because the players decide to do whatever they want to do in it. Start selling some of these
Maybe
dudes, man.
Roma will end up coming coach himself.
no,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
there is always a new,
I
there's
know.
A
always
new
a
up and
new
coming
hot
coach.
case.
Yeah,
Yeah,
take
there's
a
always one.
take a loss of some of these dudes, sell some of these dudes, get rid of them. The people who giving hard time, boot them out of the club, or let them play under 23. Set an example. You can't keep having player power. There's something Czech and Marina gonna have to work on. They brought in Tuchel. My thing with Tuchel was the only thing I didn't really know him well. Only thing I've heard about him is he clashes with authority. He clashes with the board. He always clashes with the board. Chelsea board is not a board that's pretty much set up for you to not clash with them. They
Hmm.
control transfers. They control everything. You just there the coach. You talk about targets. You're not getting your targets. You start talking about it too hard to get vest. Then why they got vest with Lampard about Declan Rice? Because they're like, okay, you other players and you're not making them work. Why you want Declan Rice too? To make your system work. So you gotta have a plan. You gotta have something sustainable. We can't keep. I mean, I know it's modern day the pressure on coaches, but you can't keep like just firing these guys, like keeping all this pressure on top of them like that, and firing them and firing them and firing them and firing them and firing them. Find a plan. Have a full 5-year project. Give somebody time. Tweak your expectations. The board always got issues. They would choose pick and choose which manager they want to back in the market. Some manager that they won't give them what they're asking for. They'll be giving them stupid players like Danny Drinkwater, Papi Gilo, Bojilo, those foolish,
I
foolish
know
man.
that other purchase was
Yeah,
just useless.
Michael Hector. Like, why you bring it into Chelsea? Are you kidding me? Then they'll choose the back certain managers, and then when that manager bring certain players he want, and then you fire him 2 years, and then next manager stuck with this player that does not fit in his system and fit in what he want to do. That's how we stuck with Jorginho. But I don't know. The guy too cool. I like what I'm hearing from him. His interviews, he had a couple of interviews. On the personal side, the good thing about him is he good. They say he good with youth. He always like he can play youth. He can
Yeah, he
interview.
does. He
He
does.
thought he talked a lot about that. He talked a lot about he kept saying youth Chelsea got one of the best youth academies. We got to bring
Mhm.
some up. We got to use some.
That man just come in.
Yeah, his tactic. They talk about his
He's
tactics. They
ready
said,
to use academy already.
yeah, they say he's a tactical nerd. Like that's all he thinks about
Yeah, he's
pushing
over the
tactics
last 4 5 years that
and
a
doing
lot of
stuff.
people wanted him.
But the whole board thing, because I've been burned so many times with the Chelsea thing. I know how the board works. That's how they fell with Antonio Conte. That they were clashing the board. They couldn't get him what he wanted. And he took, Antonio knew how to deal with.
Yeah, he
Sorry
said
to
he just
clash.
decided to
Yeah,
leave.
and the man, he started defining. He started playing like three midfielders, three holding midfielders. When we can't attack, he started defending and just counter attacking and making the ball board. Antonio was like basically sabotaging the team. Like he didn't even care.
Yeah, you
The
want to
dude,
get fired so you can
yeah,
get
the
his
dude
money.
lost it. The dude was just doing
Yeah,
whatever. The players were winning in spite of him at that point.
The
yeah.
man on Italian mission and say,
Yeah, and then same thing
if
went
you're
on
not
with
going to give
same
me
thing went
what
on
I
with
want,
Sarri. Same thing went on with Sarri too. He and the boy was clashing because of a couple of things. A couple of things he wasn't doing properly. He wasn't engaging with the fans the way they wanted him to engage because he just came from Conte, who was hugging fans and going crazy. Now you know, to Sarri, who's like
trying to
cool,
pretty
laid
much get
back.
them to change
And they
his
want,
personality.
yeah, they want to main change his personality. This older man that's stuck in his ways. He trying to implement his thing, the vest. Oh, he brought his son Jorginho in. He brought Higuain in. We're not getting played. Complaining. Everybody turned against this coach. Even the fans used to be like cussing Sarri. And then they had the Sarri out people and the Sarri in people. So when Frank Lampard came, all the people who was like Sarri in started attacking Frank. And they turned to Lampard out people, even though that's a legend. But I like what Tuchel bringing. My only concern is with he and the board. He been talking well. He been engaging with these players. Made it a point to talk to other players. Frank called him. They spoke on the phone. Frank was like telling him good luck. I don't know about Frank. Frank got hard. I wouldn't be calling nobody. I'll still be pissed somewhere and be like, to hell with that club. I don't want to get nothing from them. But he
I
called.
mean, look, if you're getting fired and they have to pay off your contract amount, you will call somebody.
Yeah,
Trust
but
me.
I
When you
remember
get that
Frank. I
money,
mean,
you'll forget what
but
that paid.
Frank ain't need that money, man. I mean, come on. I don't think it was pushing because of money.
Yeah, yeah, but Frank knows that he took a top six team to the full spot in his first season, and he had an irregular year, and he did pretty, not too bad. He wasn't too shabby. So Frank is going to get another job at a smaller team somewhere. I'm pretty sure. So he built
Oh
his
no,
resume.
you got a job. You got a
Yeah.
job. But
So
yeah,
I
he
mean,
called Tuco to talk, and he told him good luck. When the pandemic's over, we meet, and talk about some things. But I like what Tuchel talking about. I just want to see if he'll walk the walk. I like what he's talking about. I like his training sessions I've seen so far. I just want to see if he'll walk the walk. And he won't clash with the board. I'm hoping for a lot.
Everybody
I
will
can see
clash with that
I
boy
can see us back here.
eventually.
I was just about to say
Yeah,
it's the two.
I
and Tuchel's a
mean,
hot head. So I can see us right back here again 18 months. My board, y'all can complain about Crunky, but my board is the biggest hindrance issues to
no,
that
Conky
club,
doesn't
man.
get involved with Arsenal,
Yeah,
does he?
Frank, you don't even care.
Yeah,
You
he
just say
doesn't
you're
get
running.
involved.
Make sure you're driving. What 3 million? Is that 3 million? They're driving cool
No,
3 million.
they stopped that.
Stop. Yeah, you
He
should
doesn't
drop
really
it.
need that money. They stopped
Yeah, man. So that's the end of this segment. We'll get into reviewing some games. I know we took a
that.
while on talking about managers. I had to get this one out because it's a
Yeah,
legend. It's
that's
a
an
big day.
understatement.
I
Guess
was
what the
hurt.
headline will
I
be
was
today
hurt.
for this episode?
What?
Ty rants about
Yeah,
Chelsea
it
about
wasn't
Lampard.
really renting, but we'll see you back on the other side. What we'll talk about, we'll review the games. Welcome back, guys. We are in the second part of the show. I know the first part was a little like long-winded and round, but I had to get some of this stuff out. But I had a long week. My week being pretty much pent up frustrations, but I had to get some stuff out. This side will be a little bit more fun. We'll talk about the games from this week, like the top games to review, and then we'll talk about the upcoming games. So we'll start with Al on this.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, going directly to Al. Al, give me some insight on the Arsenal and Southampton game.
It was a beautiful game. I think that's the first kind of sort of decent team that's been kind of performing that we've played. And we came at them pretty good, especially coming off of the FA Cup loss. Um, we came out with a full team this time around, and they couldn't handle it. The funny thing about both of the team is that I'm going to give Arteta credit on the substitution. Not so much of his tactics because I'm not a big fan of his tactics. So don't shake your
Let
head over that, Big Scott. The reason I'm saying this is because if you look what happened, he rests a lot of players in the FA Cup. But for me it's a cup game. I think he should have had I would still put a little bit of criticism on there. He should have had a good mix because it's a cup game. We're not going to win the league this year. So our chances of trophy is the cup. And don't even think about that Europa League because it's going to get stopped. Um, but um, but the flip side is Southampton play a strong squad in the cup game because it's a cup game. That's the only hope of trophy. So they play a strong squad, and then in the Premier League, they didn't really have a strong squad available to them. I think they had to play a player that has never played a game. That this was his first game in the PL this season or in the last year or two, something like that.
Southampton?
Yeah, there was a player that had to play because of the same thing that going on with Chelsea's squad, injuries and stuff. There's a guy on there who haven't really played a game in the Premier League, I think, for a year or two. They had to play him in that game. So, but we won a game convincingly. We started with a press on Southampton, and they couldn't handle it. We 3-1 score line. We have goals coming from my boy Nicholas Pepe, which I'm going to talk about, and we have goals coming from the excellent Saka, and then we had, like I said, running up the score. We are Southampton opening the score and was like, oh boy, again another long day. But then that the goal actually came from Nicola Pepe lack of concentration. He wasn't paying attention to the guy. The dude just still rep past him and got in the open space and scored. But luckily for Pepe, he redeemed himself soon afterwards with a beautiful pass from Shaka, and he You saw the scrim that he displayed. Pepe body, the defender,
This
guarded the
man,
ball.
this man praising Pepe. Big
Pepe,
Sky like,
Pepe,
whatever.
I don't even
Pepe
know what to say. I
guarded.
was just letting him go ahead.
Yeah, so
Enjoy his
Pepe
goal.
Pepe guided that ball very. I mean, he showed a lot of strength on that goal and retained possession and started home beautifully. Now, let me talk about Pepe because I'm not going to go for play by play. I think a lot of people saw the game already. But B Scott and a lot of other people have the infantry to keep insulting Pepe, saying some negative stuff towards him,
Mm.
rubbishing his game. Yeah, Pepe can be frustrating, very frustrating to watch, I must admit. But Pepe is the second most goal contributing player in the entire Arsenal team in all competition. Now, this is a guy that doesn't really play a lot of games. He
He's
doesn't
rubbish.
even. Yeah, but you call him rubbish. Then if he's rubbish and being the second highest goal contributor
Mhm.
in a team, second to Lacazette, then something must be said about the rest of the other people on that team. And Pepe normally play with almost like the second squad, which is pretty much non-existent, which is pretty much a bum. He plays with that team, so you don't expect him to do anything special. But you see what happened when he actually played with a good caliber of player. Pepe played against Southampton. He performed. You
Mm.
know, yes, he was. He performed.
Ty,
Pepe
did
had
you
a good
watch the
game.
game?
But I don't know what perform I'm talking about because
No,
outside the
Pepe
goal.
was decent.
Okay.
Pepe
No,
was
no, we're not
defending.
saying he's not decent. Anyway, go ahead. Well, I'll let you
Pepe,
finish, and then maybe
Pepe
I
was
can
better.
counter a little bit. No, no, I'm not saying he wasn't better or he wasn't
Yeah,
decent.
so that's what I'm saying. His performance with that team, he doesn't really play with those group of players. Most of the time when Pepe playing, he's playing with his second batch of players. But he played with those group of players, and he was very decent on the night. He worked hard. Yeah, he had some concentration lapse at times, but he was still in the mix. And another thing is we in that game, Pepe did not play on the right.
Mm,
He played on the left.
hmm.
So there was a difference in performance, which lead me to think that okay, should Arteta look at him more as a left, but then again you have Aubameyang who plays on that side. So again, that's a very tough decision for Arteta to make. I will see how he will handle that
But
because
didn't Pepe play on the right in his old team in Lille?
he played.
I saw
He played.
Play several positions before.
And
I
I think he
seen
was
Pepe
more
plays.
centrally, right?
No,
He
no.
wasn't
No,
more
he's playing on the
centrally.
wing. He's
Well,
playing on the
let
wing.
me tell you, when he first got to Lille, he was I forgot the name of the guy. I think it was Rudy, whatever his name was. Play him as a striker, didn't work out, or behind the striker, it didn't work out. The next season, he was moved to the right, and then they changed coaches. When they changed coaches, and the team was primarily a counter-attacking team, is when he became productive and he
Mhm.
got a lot of goals. And it was based on those goals and that season that they signed him. But go ahead, finish reviewing the game. I'll give you
Yeah, so
my
Pepe,
my
I mean Pepe
Oh
stepped up on the
man.
night. So again, so we'll see how Arteta figure that part up. I think the last time we talked about him playing centrally and see what he would
Mm.
do. But we'll see how Arteta figure that out with him. Will
Centrally,
he?
as in a striker.
Well, not actually. Somebody that will
Yeah,
roam in between the line
I
and
think
something like
I think
that.
that's why he's saying. I
Yeah,
mean,
'cause he's
you
more
could
of a
play him
guy
as
who will
a
bring the ball.
supporting striker. You could.
Yeah. I can't see him as a mean striker. I doubt it. I think he's more of a guy who will run the ball downfield and.
But
So
if you're playing centrally, you're pushing out Smith, bro,
Mhm.
and the new kid Odegaard.
No,
Odiga, yeah.
you're not going to play for 4-3-3. You have to play him as a or either you can play him as on a front three. It has to be two strikers, or you play him right behind the striker. But here's my thing with Arsenal. First of all, I disagree with what this man
Let me
said.
finish, man. Let me finish.
Oh, you still get going on? You are
Yeah, we
all
gotta
right,
we
go
Come on,
gotta
ahead.
we
Pepe,
gotta talk about.
finish the goal number, man. We can't stay on
Yeah,
Arsenal
so
all day.
no, I'm not. That's the game I'm reviewing right there because
We'll
I'm
give
not
you
gonna
Arsenal
go back.
next week.
Yeah.
So so
I told you.
yeah. So but so we'll see. There was he went on a very more there was a point in the game where he dribbled like 3-4 player in the middle.
Mm.
Even though I think he almost lose the ball in that, which is something he needs to keep. I think he will be more successful if he play more same player than try to over dribble every time. when he gets the ball. But let's leave. Davido struggled a little bit in defense on the night. What's his name? Holding has he's growing steadily. He's been kind of sort of consistent. It doesn't matter the pairing. It's like almost every center back pairing that Holding has been paired with. He's been holding his own. So he saved David a couple of times last night. Laka again. Let me talk about Laka. I wanted to talk. Laka has to start being a little bit more clinical. This is the reason why when I said that I would have sold Laka in a heartbeat.
You want to sell Laka, but you hear prepping
I
or
would no, I
Pepe.
would keep Pepe.
Yeah.
Pepe has potential. I would keep Pepe. I would not
Mm.
sell Pepe. I think it would be a mistake for Arsenal to try to sell him. I think that potential can be unlocked. It's there. You can see it. It's just that he just need that guidance. That's all. But Laka is a older, experienced striker. He can be missing those type of one-on-one chances. He has to bury those things. It's becoming too much, for him. I know he scored that scrappy goal last night, but I think I cannot excuse him on that one-on-one earlier on in the game because missing those sort of goal can turn around and bite you in the rear sometimes. Saka again, Saka. What can I say about the kid, man? He's the man on that team, man. I mean, score a goal, a beautiful goal, got away from the goalkeeper and rolled it in. Then he assisted the lockout goal. So it's the game. The team is playing well so far. The players is the young players. I'm not going to say the players. The young players are stepping up. They're making the older guys to take note and play. I'm hoping with Odiga in the team. I'm praying and hoping that
What they got?
whatever his name is, I call him Ode. Ode, let me get it, man. African name, Ode. When
Okay.
Ode play, I'm hoping with him in the team for now to the end of the season, please, Arteta, if you listen to this podcast, please do not put William in any of our starting lineup. We have somebody that can play that role, keep him on the bench, or in fact, tell the man to go back to Dubai and go party. We can afford to having party in there till the end of the season. But just keeping away from the team so far. But I'm happy, man. Ty. I think it's looking good, and I hope that
How,
I
ma-
see
how, how many minutes was that?
uh,
Right?
these young kids.
I'm not even
That's
counting
what's
as
up.
usual. We're not giving Arsenal game for the next 3 weeks.
Now come on, man. It wasn't that long.
Man, you don't know how to
Come
get
on,
it.
man.
But let
You
me let
didn't
me
get you didn't get Jerry enough time
how
to
can you not if you watch I don't know if you watch Southampton play at all because if you
Mhm.
watch Southampton play and see where they've been, how they played this season, you will give even if you watch the FA Cup game, you will give um Mikel a lot of credit for his tactics in that game. The way Southampton plays you is the press. And the
Mhm.
reason why they haven't really been scoring recently is because the players are tired. They will literally press you for 90 minutes. And that high press, they apply it to the fullest. Arsenal basically did the same thing today and they reversed the tactics on them. Um, I'll give prop to what's his name? Saka. I think Saka is a special talent. You can put him almost anywhere on that page and he will do something special. Nicolas Pepe. The reason he's got that stat is because he's been playing in the UEFA Cup. He
Okay.
doesn't do it in the UEFA Cup. I'll go ahead, I'll go on record and say it right now. And I said it before he came to Arsenal. I've seen Pepe play. Premier League is not for him. I'm not saying he doesn't have talent. He's got talent. But beside there are a lot of things you need to succeed in England. And talent is not just all you need. You need to be intelligent. You must know what you're going to do with the ball before you get it. And that's what he doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's going to do. He tried to freestyle his way out of trouble. So he always dribble 1-2 player. You must be intelligent to know what your decision is before that ball even come to you. He doesn't know what he's going to do. So he will end up dribbling one person or dribbling himself or falling over the ball. And I'll go on record to say he will never reach to the potential of what we thought we were getting. And I said it before, I say it again. Pepe will he might some games he will shine, he might shine 2 or 3 games, but he's never going to be that player to pay 72 million pounds for and pay him 250K a week.
see.
Yeah, he's never going to get there. Arsenal, the sooner they cut their losses on him or as a backup, and maybe they can even change his stuff when there's problem, playing as a second striker. And maybe it might give him more results. Or if we had a counter-attacking game, against a big team, he might do something. But if any team sits back, he ain't going anywhere. For me, he rubbish. He's just gonna be an average player.
Whew.
Okay,
All
let
right.
me let me
No, no, no.
debunk.
You're going to nothing else. Are you going to
Let me
nothing
debunk
else?
this man. You know
No,
what he said?
no, no,
No
no,
time.
no, no,
What did
no,
this guy say? He said that most of Pepe goal has been
Most of
in.
his contributions have been in the UEFA
No,
Cup.
it's the same amount.
How many? How
It's
many he got
split.
in the UEFA Cup?
Three goals in Europe, and
Mhm.
3 goals in the Premier League.
Yeah, so
So
he
it's
got half of
50
his goal.
50. So that means the performance is 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah, but for Arsenal, what is he doing in the Premier League? The man running
He
over
score
himself.
goals and he
Ah,
assists.
nah, he's rubbish, man.
He
You can't.
assists.
No, he
No, I'm not gonna rubbish Pepe.
sometimes he has flashes of brilliance. I'm not saying he's totally useless, but he's not what you think, and he's never going to be that.
But my point to you is,
Mm.
I can see the talent there. It can be a lot.
I'm
Even
not saying he's not talented.
even though you call him rubbish and whatever, and you say this and that, the people who you rate above him, they're not contributing as he is.
Like
So
who?
my point is, he's contributing more than a lot of people in the team.
Yeah, but he
Okay, so
should.
for me, that's what I
Pepe,
need. I
when you
need a
pay
player who will
72,
contribute.
when you pay
My man,
72 million, you're supposed to have already
that's not.
made
It's not his
talent.
All right.
fault.
All right.
It's
All
not
right.
his
All right.
fault that
All
you
right.
have a rubbish
All right,
contract
my man, you
negotiated
already
with
not
him.
talking about. You already
Yeah,
not talking about
yeah,
anything. You already not talking about
yeah.
anything about that. Let's move
Let
on.
it
We're
go.
moving on.
Pepe is
We're
not
moving on.
it.
He's not
We're
responsible for
moving
the
on.
72
Yeah,
million. It's
yeah.
not his
Praise,
We're
fault.
moving on. We're moving
we
on.
should pray. We should be praising other people,
All
not
right.
Nicholas
We're
Pepe.
moving
I
on.
will praise my
We're
boy.
moving on. We are moving on. I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna mute you.
Yeah, correct.
Go
Let's go
ahead.
into the Manchester United versus the last place Sheffield United.
Oh yeah.
That's on you. Calm down for your Arsenal
Mm.
craziness.
Yeah, I think I saw a lot of United fans complaining about the team Ole Gunnar picked to play, but I thought he did the right thing by giving some of the young players a chance. We've all been talking about resting players, and you have to have a big squad and you got to use them. He used what the kid named
One Zingbe.
Wansebe, whatever however you spell his
Yeah.
name. He used him. He used Alex Telles, the new bard they made during the summer. Who else he had in the middle? He had Matic pairing with with Popa uh, and Martial in front. They didn't play well at all. Man United didn't play well at all. Sheffield United came and they executed, the game to the T. They were up for it for the full 90 minutes. I think they did overlook them a little bit, but we saw some good goals. First of all, I think the first goal, uh, uh, De Gea 100% responsible. He buffeted that ball, caught air, ball slipped through his hand, and then the ex-Sheffield United player, Maguire, equalized from a really, really good header, ran across the defenders, and there was the kind of ran a run he did. It was kind of diagonal, so they couldn't get him. Very, very nice goal from him. And then the last goal of the game, United didn't do much to win that game. There were one or two chances I thought what's his name Greenwood should have passed. Maybe, perhaps they could have won if he had passed, but I mean not won, but at least equalized or giving them the impetus to score. But they rely a lot on Fernandez, and if he's not creating or he's not having the best day, then
When the whole team struggled. But I
yeah,
thought Pogba was coming on like recently.
he played well. He played well this game. I mean, he wasn't bad, but as a whole, there was no cohesion in that team. You need. It seems that Bruno has to have an excellent game. Pogba did a run towards the end when they were trailing. It was like 5 more minutes to go. He did a run on the left hand and made some crosses. He lost some balls, but they didn't deserve to win that game. And I don't know why Bayu didn't play. I don't know if he's injured again. I thought it was going to be a good time for them to either play him or even Lindelof, but he played in a FA Cup over the weekend, so maybe that's why they dropped him. But it was surprising. I think it's the biggest shock of the season so far to have the first place or join first place team lose against 20th place, you know, picking
It,
enjoy
it
their win.
is the biggest shock. And then if you like your games that you should lose in the season, if you give one to Sheffield, it's not a
Yeah,
great game to lose.
no,
You rather lose to
it's
the
not.
bigger people, and win the games you're winning. But hey, right now
I heard.
we can't even buy a win, so I can't put my mouth on nobody.
Hmm.
No, I mean,
Yeah, yeah, we got
but
them next,
I
so we
heard
will see what happens.
I heard
Saturday? Is this
people.
Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday, 12:30.
Saturday, yeah. I
Oh
heard
man.
people. I heard people dissing. What's his name? The Tellis, the guy that signed Tellis.
No,
Yeah,
Boko, yeah.
yeah, Boko
Some
Yeah, he
dissing.
said
somebody
the
was
man
saying he
not the man
wasn't.
not built for the Premier
Yeah,
League.
yeah.
He's not a Premier League
He's
left.
not
I
as
said,
fast.
But I mean, I'm telling you,
first season.
sometimes stuff can fool you because I'm not least can fool you because
Hmm.
in Portugal, that dude was good. I mean, he was running down that
Mhm.
wing, like scoring like crazy goals from that left side, scoring free kicks and stuff. Premier League can just humble you like very
Yep.
simply and be like, "Come sit over
Yeah,
here."
everybody got a level. Everybody
Yeah,
got a
man.
level, you know.
Yeah,
You
that's
come to
crazy.
England, you must be you playing among the best of the best. You know, you can't bring that nonsense over there. And even
Yeah,
Lookman will run past you.
look man can play, but
I know.
he just keeps his damn
Look,
head
man,
down.
that's my guy.
Keeps his head down all day. Let's go into the game of the game of the round so far. Spurs versus Liverpool.
Oh, cracker.
So yeah. Cracker for parts of the game was a cracker, and then it just got out of hand because of mistakes. But at the beginning of the game, everybody was looking towards Spurs because Liverpool be on a bad run of form. They couldn't buy a win to save their lives. That's why they dropped out of the top four at some point in time. But now they're going back in. I think they went back to fourth with this win against Spurs. Spurs started good. They were organized, defending well. Song had a offside goal actually because he was his full body was offside, so they called that goal back. That would have made the game interesting because I think Marino even going to go even going to go behind the ball and stay in front of his defense, but they didn't score that, so they kept the game going on. Then right before the half, Eric Dyer and Hugo Lloris Hugo Lloris was horrible today. He was not good,
No.
but they made a terrible mistake. They played they played the ball. I don't know if they didn't communicate us. Nobody cleaned it. Lawrence was going for Ed. Dyer was going for Ed to let the ball pass right between them. And Firmino tapped it home from Mane. Scored right before the half. They came back on. What Hoiberg, of all people. Of all people. Hardback had a no, actually they scored the second goal before Hardback scored. They scored the second
Mm.
goal. Trent Alexander-Arnold had a play that Mane played the ball across Loris. Loris didn't parry the ball up like for a corner kick. He parried the ball back into play. And Trent Alexander Arnold was standing right there and he just volleyed it back down. It was a good goal, but the goalie could have done better. He could have either punched the ball like towards a throw in or a corner, but you can't punch the ball back into the field of play. And then I was like, okay, game over. Harry King got hurt. I heard he spring not spring, but something happened to both of his ankles. So he would probably be out for a few weeks. He got hurt. So I was like, Liverpool got this. But Spurs came back. Spurs came back. Hoiberg of all people got a nice ball that they curling from the right wing. Actually, no, the left wing, curling from the left wing. He didn't even like stop it. He just like level it from the edge of the box. It was 2-1. I was like, okay, it's still time for a comeback. The game can still be good. But then another mistake came in where Trent Alexander-Arnold got a good cross across the defender's face. Defender let the ball bounce. He didn't time it properly. It bounced. If you're a defender in that case, the best thing for you to do is attack that ball. Don't even let it bounce in that box, especially with it raining today. But he let the ball bounce in front of him, across his chest, across his face.
Yeah, he basically
Man,
set
yeah,
Mane up.
mine was right there. Mine just like tapped it home,
Yeah.
and I was that was game set match. They lost that game. King got hurt. Another notable thing I saw is I was agreeing with you, Thiago Benya, but I don't know if he's settled yet. I mean, you can still see the brilliance in him, but he's not affecting the team like I thought he was going to be pulling strings and having that attack fluid. It's not there yet. Maybe they just need some more time, but I'm not seeing it. So.
Or maybe permanently exposing him too. No, it's early. He was hurt too,
It's
though.
early. It's
He
early.
was hurt. He was hurt for a
He didn't
while.
start.
He
He hasn't really been playing with the team, so maybe
no,
No,
yeah,
he
he
that
was
need
out.
time.
giving.
Yeah, he need time.
Yeah,
He was hurt and he had COVID.
yeah. So
Yeah.
He
he
had
needs to
COVID
But
too.
gel with that
he
team
was
first.
struggling today with some of those players. His
And
tackles were way
COVID,
off.
COVID, COVID, COVID can hold your lungs, man. You see Kyle Havertz just getting back to himself, like just getting back to himself. But yeah, we'll go over the rest of the results for the week, and then we'll talk about the upcoming games. So for this past week, we had Newcastle and Leeds. Leeds won 2-1. Chelsea and Wolves had a 0-0 tie. West Ham beat Crystal Palace 3-2. That was actually a good game. Man
Yeah, I
City
saw
put
that.
like Man City put five past West Brom. West Brom will be taking multiple goals until they fire Big Sam.
I told you.
Burnley, what's gotten to Burnley lately? Why why
Yeah.
why everything can find form before they play us? Like
That
They
was
beat
a
Villa, yeah.
that
yeah,
was a surprise.
Burnley
I
beat
was
Aston
surprised at
Villa
that
three
result.
two.
That was
Beat
a good
Villa.
game.
They beat Villa
Really
three
good game.
two. Brighton and Fulham game was a 0-0 game. I mean, Fulham had a chance at the end of the game, but they didn't convert it and score. Last night, Everton was a pretty good game too,
Very good game.
and
Very
and,
good
and,
game.
and it ended up being 1-1. But Leicester could have pulled it off,
They
but
should have won that.
it
Leicester
ended
should
up
have won
one
that
one.
game.
It ended up 1-1, which was the crux of that. But we'll see. We'll see how the league going. This week had a little. It didn't have much movement, but it had some shock results in this week. So we'll see how the upcoming games are for match
Yeah.
week 21. We played 20 games. There's 18 more left. Crunch. It will soon be getting to crunch time. Around like 10 more games. That's when it gets to crunch time.
Yeah.
But we'll start with the predictions for this week. So
Bring it on.
we got Everton playing
Oh,
Newcastle.
Oh man,
man,
I
that's a
better
get
be
good game.
ready.
I go with Al.
Everton is going to win that game. I'm going with a 2-0 scoreline for Everton.
Yeah, I'm going to 2-0 scoreline too. Big Sky, what are you going with?
Yeah, I'm gonna do 2-1 to
2-1.
Everton.
Everton. Okay. Newcastle gets something. All right. The next game we're going to is Wolves versus Crystal Palace. Wolves just got a new striker, William Jose,
Where's he from?
somewhere in
Portugal
Portugal. Of course. Come on, you already know.
I'm gonna bring
They
Silver
brought it.
Plateau.
They brought it in. They brought it in the last game. The end of the game, he had a chance, but we got rid of it. But yeah,
Mm.
what you got on that one, Big Sky?
Wolves and who? Who they
Wolves and
playing?
Crystal Palace, your other favorite team.
Nah, I'm giving it. Okay, it's gonna be a 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
I'm going with a. I'm going with a Wolves win, 1-0.
the man won't go against his Crystal Palace love. So he gave a draw by force.
No, I think Palace will score. And Wolves haven't been good, man. They haven't really been good, so I can't be giving them free wins.
I'm going with Wolves. Yeah, Wolves going to win the game. Let's say 2-1.
2-1 Wolves. Okay, so Manchester City playing Sheffield United. I think this
Oh,
one. I think this one is the fairy tale short lived. I think Manchester will win the game 3-1. And Al.
Yeah, Man City is going to win this game 3-0. No one goal coming for them this
Oh,
time. They already scored at one goal already.
okay, Big Scout
yeah, I think it's gonna be 3-0. I don't think they score anything.
3-0. Okay,
Mhm.
so we got a dollar fair West Brom and Fulham. Well, Fulham been playing well
Ah,
lately, so
Hmm.
Fulham will get that win 2-0.
interesting.
And let's see here. Let's go to Big Scout.
0-0.
Is that interesting that you're going to say something good? Al?
Whenever you hear the man saying anything like that,
Yeah,
just
man,
just
cause
go
something,
for a
yeah,
draw or
cause something
something like that.
crazy. What
Um,
you say on this, Al?
this is a tough one. I haven't really. I think I said Big Sam should probably retire. He's gonna lose this game. I'm going with Fulham 1-0.
Fulham won. I went 2-0, right? Yeah, I went 2-0.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we got Southampton versus Villa.
That's a good one.
What you got on this?
Hmm. I'm gonna go with Aston Villa on this one. I think Southampton. I don't know if they're gonna have everybody back. And if they don't have a full squad, I think they're going to struggle a bit. So I'm going to go with Villa. I will go with a 1-0 win for Aston Villa.
How about you, Big Scout?
Yeah, I think Aston Villa were unlucky to lose the last game. 2-1 to Villa.
Yeah, I think some of the exhaustion hitting Southampton now, and
Yeah,
they
I
got
press.
injury, they got injuries too in key positions. So I'll go Villa on this 2-1,
Yeah.
2-1. And then the game, what we're looking forward to for Saturday, Arsenal and Man United. All right, so I'll take this out of your hands. I'll go first. Arsenal, Man United. I'm expecting a 1-0 win to Mighty Gunners.
Hmm.
I'll go to Al. Al.
The man is thinking, he's
So
sweating.
no,
Jesus
now,
Christ, yeah.
He's
no,
sweating.
now we're gonna win this game. I think I got confidence in the team. If I tell that, you know, even regardless of Smith Rowe going down, good thing we got Odiga at the end of the
Hey,
play.
my
Before the
man.
score, my man. All this extra
Dude, man, why
analysis
you
before the
rushing? Y'all
score.
got
Why,
hold
why,
up now,
why,
hold
why,
up.
why you do this on any other game?
Because this is Arsenal, so I have to put a little oomph into it. You know what I mean?
Jeez,
But
dude.
anyway, so I'm going with Arsenal on here. It's gonna be a half-hour game. I'm going with a 2-1 victory to Arsenal.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, man, I gotta
Big
put
Scout.
something into it, man. We can't just
Big,
be.
Yeah, give
Big
it.
Scout.
We
Give me
got
the
fans that
score.
listen to this thing. We gotta put something into
I
it.
don't think United will want to lose again. I don't know who's.
Call the score now. Why you talking
I don't know.
plenty?
I don't know who. I'm gonna go 2-1 to Arsenal.
Uh, Yo, I swear, dude. You see what?
You see what he did?
Why,
He-
why you did that? I don't think Man you want to lose, but yeah, they will lose 2-1. Like why all that extra theatrics? Oh man. All right. So everybody predicting that Man U will lose this one. All right, so going to Sunday,
Mm.
bright and early Sunday morning. That's us on deck. We're playing
Mhm.
Burnley, the recently informed Burnley with two Coast boys.
Home or away?
Who you
We
pick?
away. We away.
Okay, okay,
Playing at
okay.
turf. We're playing at turf more. Yeah. So we go taking his boys in. It'll be like the
Oh, now,
third.
now, now, now you got something to say to it.
About
Mhm.
what?
Call the
About,
score. Don't say
Gotta
anything
call
but
it.
two playing boys.
no. I'll turn it to y'all. I'll turn it to y'all. I said two.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, I said two go taking his voice. I didn't call it a game. Right? Everybody looking at the pen at that. I ain't said nothing, bro. Someone time to call the score. Come on, man, you're tripping. Let go. You since you got
I'm
so much to
going
say.
with it's gonna be another draw. I think Tuchel is still trying to figure this team out. So Burnley is on a little bit of form. This the Prem. I'm going with a 0-0 draw.
All right.
I ain't got no feeling to go. Okay.
I just think he's new. I'm trying to
Yeah, second game,
balance it
man. Second game. Something was showing. I saw some of his thing in this last game, but Big Sky, let's go with you.
1-0 to Burnley.
out. Oh, snap, snap, snap.
I
Those
think I
days,
think I think Thomas Tuchel will eventually become good and get, but it's gonna be his first welcome to the Premier League.
those days are over, man. Let me start making B-Muck. Every time I come here, every time I come here and make B-Muck,
Like I said, you
nigga,
bounce back on Lucas
every single time the last 3 weeks, I'll come here and call something big. It'll always be the opposite score. Oh, I'll call something small and it'll beat us a lot. No, let me start making big mouth. This game, I like what I saw from Tuchel the last game. So I'm gonna give this to Chelsea. Gonna be a 2-1 game to Chelsea. They'll
All
put
right, that's not.
they'll get some goals. I think he'll tweak his lineup this game to get more attacking out of them. Hope he fix that defense though. Get Rudiger out of there. But all right. Next game we got on Sunday is that's a good game. Oh,
hmm
Leicester City and Leeds
Allen's
United.
game too.
Oh, that's a good game. Leicester City and Leeds United. Let's go to Big Scout.
2-1 to Leicester.
Ooh, Yeah. I said 2-2 tie.
Oh, okay.
I'll go to Al.
I'm going to Leicester is going to win this game. It's going to be 1-0 Leicester.
Okay.
1-0 Leicester. Okay. So we'll go to West Ham and Liverpool.
Ooh,
Good game too.
good game.
I will go. I'll go West Ham 2-1 in this game.
Hmm.
Whoa, that's a big prediction.
Yeah.
Ah, you go.
Don't you go since you want direct.
Exactly.
You're
There
not
you go.
hosting. You go.
Uh, 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
Okay. What you think about this?
It's going to be. This is a tough game to call. No lie here.
Mhm.
Um, I'm going for Liverpool's going to win this game. Let's say 2-1 to Liverpool.
2-1 to Liverpool. So we're going opposite sides and down the middle. Last game of the weekend is Tottenham at Brighton. Tottenham just lost King today, but they still got put in attack to play Brighton. I give Tottenham a 2-0 win.
You mean they still got plenty of defending to do with on those striker and
They got Human Song.
They
He,
got Garrett Bill. Garrett Bill is there, number 9.
every time King leaves Song and play very well. Yes, I give them a 2-0 win. What you got on this?
Spurs is going to win. I'm going to go with a 2-1.
And B Scott, what you got on this?
2-1 Spur.
2-1 Spurs. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this week's episode. This week's episode was a little long. We
Mm.
might have to do some cutting to get it under an hour.
Yeah, we had
Because folks,
extra 15 minutes.
folks had to talk about whole Arsenal section for like 20
Wait,
minutes of the show.
you didn't look at your 25-minute Chelsea rent.
That was the first
No,
section.
they
That was the first
talking about.
segment. The first segment.
Still.
The first segment didn't have
I
games
didn't even
today.
go over 5 minutes in my
Okay.
in my in my
Yeah, you
thing.
did.
What?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
You went
right.
way over 5 minutes.
Wait,
You went like almost 10 minutes.
It was like
Mm.
17.
But guys, it's nice. It's nice being back. It's nice being back. I had a rough week, man. My legend got let go, but the new boy in town, his interviews are impressing. They're impressing me. I like what he's saying. He's saying all the right things, like saying all the right things. He's talking about youth. He's praising Mason Mount, praising Gilmore, praising Hudson Odoi, how he always wanted him to play with him. He's saying how Conte can only work in not Conte can only work. His optimal thing is to work in a double six. I like what I'm hearing. So it's coming me down a little bit. Coming me down a little
Hey,
bit.
You know what I
I
you know
know.
what I you know that what I remind me of Bisca?
Well, I
no.
like what I see.
No, what's the thing when every first game you were talking about all the players, how you gonna do this?
Yeah, you're giving us all the stats. Kind of rubbish. You were even
That's
talking
what.
about it name.
That's
You were
what.
talking about the
That's
academy
what.
beginning.
That's what you did to
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
man knew all the academy beginning. That's how he brought his notebook from. He has stats on all the academy beginning.
Oh
The man
man.
came in, the man
No,
talk about
but
I mean the man talk about individual player, even how you gonna
Man,
turn Ramsey into this
that
big
even some
star.
of us they didn't know from the academy. The man talk about midnight lads and everything. Fool us.
yeah, no, but middle line's good though. Middle line's good, but
No,
no,
he's good.
but Tuchel got a track record from his last two teams of developing. He got a track record of developing youth and being tactical. Just his first game, I saw a few tactical things. That counter pressing was impressive. Maybe because Wolf just chose not to play that day and just sit back and take the draw. But yeah, counter pressing was impressive. But yeah, man, guys, I'm looking forward to see Tuchel's next game. I'm actually excited. We taking a turn now. Things are looking up. Hopefully, I hope they get the whole of next year to do something decent for us. But guys, got anything to say going out?
Yes, I do. The
Hmm.
king is dead. Long live the king.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, whatever. You expect me to, embrace my coach, man? Get out of here. Come on, Al.
You know, after that I ain't got nothing to say.
Of course. No, guys, thank you for hanging in there with us. So this will go a little bit over an hour. So sorry for pushing you, but we had to talk about a couple of things. Just bear with us. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for
All
tuning
right.
in.